Florida, warm sunshine, beautiful sunrises, world famous theme park, gorgeous beaches, but is it all what they say it is? Or is there a downside to Florida? This video, I am going to give you my honest review. I was not born here, but I have lived here for well over 30 years. I raised a family, owned and operated businesses, and been selling real estate for over 12 years. I have the goods you need to know whether you're moving here or just packing your bags for a quick vacation. In this video, I'm going to share with you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's get going. Now, the weather here in Florida can be absolutely beautiful. Majority of the time, it's pretty sunny. It does get crazy hot, very, very hot and humid during our summer months, but the winters can be very mild, like almost perfect. I absolutely live for our winters here. They always go by, of course, way too quick. We also have hurricanes. We have hurricane season. That starts in the summer and will last pretty much through November. And yeah, people keep close eye on that. It's nothing to mess with. These hurricanes are serious business. And another problem with these hurricanes can be if there's one out there and you're getting ready to close on a home, you have your bags packed, everything's loaded up. All of a sudden, your closing can get delayed, meaning until that hurricane passes. Insurance companies aren't insurance, lenders aren't lending. And then once it's passed, it may even still get delayed if it affected the area at all. Because a lot of times these lenders and insurance companies, aren't living right in your city. So they're just hearing certain areas got hit with the hurricane. For example, when Hurricane Ian came through here in Central Florida, many families had flooding, but many were not affected at all. And they were not taking our word for it. I had some that it was like a mild rain. And I was like, yeah, there was no damage. And the lender's like, prove it. We need to see photos. We need to have the seller sign off verifying that they'll be in extreme trouble if they're lying. They had to verify and say that they did not have any flooding. The buyers were like, I can see there was no flooding. I'm not going to buy a home that was just recently damaged by a hurricane. I mean, who's going to do that? But no, they still want proof. They're not taking the sellers, the buyers, or the agent's word for it. And it has, caused a lot of hardship because of these hurricanes. So it's just something to keep in mind. Maybe be extra careful or get that loan closed quickly for hurricanes if it's out there, if there's a hurricane on its way. We also will get a lot of tropical storms where we'll have heavy downpour rains. I don't mind that so much as it's like compared to up north when I lived in Pennsylvania. If you'd see it's going to rain, I was like, oh man, it's just going to be so gloomy for days sometimes. Here in Florida, you can see it's getting ready to rain, but it's going to pass. I can't count how many times it was nice and sunny. I go into the mall, I come out an hour or so later, and I'm like, why is my car all wet? Well, it had rained, like maybe in torrential downpours while I was inside. And then you come out, it dries up, beautiful day again. That's a really, really nice plus about our rainstorms. And then sometimes it also will break the humidity. I'm like, oh, goodness gracious, yes, break that humidity.
Oh, you're sweaty.
Okay, it's humid outside.
Yeah, so weather here is a concern, but it, again, it's just where you live. Some areas are affected way worse with hurricanes than others. If you don't mind a little rain, sometimes I'm relieved it's raining. I'm like, oh, finally rain. That's what it looks like. It's so pretty. But it's all up to you. It's whatever you find best. So the weather is a matter of personal preference. Some like it hot. If you like it really hot, go even farther south. Go down to Miami and the Keys, and you'll get it hot. Central Florida, northern Florida, still can get pretty hot and humid, but you will get a little better, a little less hot. Also, if you're on beachside or mainland, there's normally always a breeze on beachside from the ocean. So that helps too. It can still be humid, but maybe you can, set yourself up in a nice little hammock right by the ocean and in the shade and enjoy that cool breeze. And that's ideal for a lot of our retirees. We get a lot of retirees here in Florida. Big part is there's no state income tax. That is very attractive in particular somebody on a fixed income. We also have affordable living. Of course, a lot of it depends on the location where you're located. But we are lately having some insurance costs rising and taxes. So if you're looking for a place to live, yeah, you might want to really focus on some affordable living right now with these insurance rates just going crazy. That's no secret. Here in Florida, they really we got to get a handle on this. And HOAs too, particularly condos. I've done several videos about this condo crisis going on. Those are going up because these reserve funds need to be fully funded. The good news is we're almost to the end, meaning by 2025, everyone has to have this in place. And there's thousands of condos for sale. I think because a lot of buyers are waiting to buy until the dust settles. I mean, who wants to buy someone else's problems? But once this is all finished, all the condo complexes have to have it in by the end of the year. So by 2025, I really think these condos are going to start selling again, because even if there's a special assessment, you can work that out that maybe the seller pays for it at closing. Also, you'll know how much the HOA fee went up, how much is funded in the reserves. I mean, because before you always wanted to look at the financials anyways, but now you really want to get a hold of that SERS report, definitely the minute meetings before purchasing a condo. If you need any help with any of this, just go ahead and go on my website and, contact me, and I'm happy to help you, or put a comment below and I'll answer it right away. Another thing you might be interested in is our job market. We are a very big tourist industry. There's a huge tourist industry in healthcare. Also, real estate is quite large here. Now, the tourist industry can be very seasonal. There's going to be a lot of your like bartenders, waitresses, restaurant type businesses. Oftentimes, people in those industries will work multiple jobs, because when the tourists stop coming, for tourist season has passed, everything, people will lay off, or their chips and everything start drying up. We also have a large healthcare industry with all the seniors and retirees coming here. With that, you may have longer wait times when you go see your healthcare physician. Also, if you are near an attraction, and meaning like you're at one of the theme parks and something happens, a lot of times those prices are inflated. I had that happen to me. I was at a theme park for the weekend, and I stepped on a nail, went right through my shoe. And my daughter, being a doctor, was there. You need to go get a tetanus shot. You need to get a tetanus shot. So I started like, oh yeah, I guess, I don't want to die. We go to the emergency care nearby. Not only was the wait crazy long, but they said it was like, I don't know, like $400 or something. It's double, if not triple, the price of anywhere else. I even asked her, I said, why is it so much? And she's like, because the theme park's right there. I was like, oh, it was crazy. So I know firsthand, prices are inflated if you're in around the touristy area during tourist season or not. I mean, just some of the theme parks are just always busy. And as far as real estate, people are always moving in and out of Florida. So we have a lot of real estate. We have tons of investors that come here as well, because people are always moving in and out. A lot of times they will try and get a good deal from somebody that's lived in their home forever, stop taking care of it, and now it's basically worth nothing. So they try and come in and, scoop it up at a low price to go ahead and flip it. Then with this, everything going on here in Florida with insurance rates and job losses, and just kind of a bad time right now. I mean, the market's down. Real estate agents are suffering. I even am feeling the pinch. And there's going to be, I did a video even there about foreclosures, but there's going to be a huge wave of foreclosures. There's already well over 10 million people right now facing either eviction or foreclosures. So it's going to be a good time for anyone looking to pick up some great deals, whether to flip them or live in them yourself or what have you. But you want to make sure you know how to navigate around foreclosures, how to do them, great areas to purchase, and also navigate it around the HOAs, because there's more to it than meets the eye. And There's been a huge thing with HOAs even lately changing. And again, in particular with the condos. So if you are planning on trying to scoop up a foreclosure, do yourself a favor, do all the research you can, or get yourself a well-informed, great agent. Of course, I'm happy to help you with that. Just let me know anything I can do. Because these videos I'm making are for you. I want you to make the best informed decision possible when you're moving anywhere, in particularly in or out of Florida. If you have any questions or concerns, go ahead and comment below. So you might be wondering, what's the quality of life here in Florida? Well, pretty much it's pretty laid back. I think a big part of that is because it's just too darn hot in the summer to do too much other than go to the beach or indoor AC. Forewarn, a lot of people I notice will come here when their kids are off during the summer and they want to go to the theme parks. I get it. Like, Disney's amazing. It's my favorite place on earth. I would never go there then. That's when they have the blackout dates. That tells you right there that is the most popular time to go. And the problem is it's inland, so it's pretty far from any beach where there's going to be no breeze or very little breeze. And even if there is a breeze, inside of Disney there never is because of all the tall buildings. And now you're packed with all this body heat and people are just melting. I tried it. I can't do it anymore. If you do decide to do something like that, visit one of our very wonderful theme parks during the hottest time of the year, bring those little neck fans, bring hand fans, lots of drinks, just do what you can. You can try hopping inside a ride or a gift shop at Disney, but I'm going to tell you right now, that AC just can't keep up. It just never feels like, oh, I can go cool down. Good luck. I've tried everything, trust me. My advice, just wait till it starts cooling down, if possible. But there's many people who love to just kick back, take it easy. Again, primarily it's a retirement state, even though we have a lot of young families, but we also have, as you can see, a lot of outdoor activities. This park will be full in just a little bit, and people will be playing tennis. There'll be kids on the playground. There's a playground behind me. With this laid back lifestyle, people tend to move at a much slower pace here in Florida. So it's just something to consider. It may test your patience in some areas. And with this slower pace of lifestyle, just make sure when you're relaxing somewhere to perhaps bring your off or bug spray if you're in the woods doing a nature hike or enjoying a beautiful day at a theme park. Bring your sunblock. We have a lot, the sun is intense even in the winter, and then we have a lot of little bugs and mosquitoes. I'm forever getting attacked here in the morning, especially when it's still moist and wet when I'm out shooting these videos before it gets too hot. And definitely wear your sunscreen because this sun is hot and it's intense. But the bugs are like the flying mosquitoes, and we have those flying palmetto bugs. I've talked about those too. Just something, again, you try to get used to. A lot of little lizard things, but I got used to those over the years, and they eat the bugs, so that's why I don't really mind them too much. Just something, again, to consider here in Florida. If you're especially coming from up north, it's a lot different, bug-wise, heat-wise, and sun intensity. The other day I went to a Volusia County transportation meeting. It was this breakfast meeting out at the airport because I really would like to know, what are they doing with our roadways and how to make transporting around town smoother and easier. And it was a really eye-opener. They are doing lots, and I was really, really impressed. And even though this was for Volusia County, I'm sure a lot of this pertains throughout the state. They have even those walkways. I'm like, why people can't just cross the street anymore? Why there's got to be these flashing signals? Well, interesting fact was because everyone's texting and driving. Even though you or I might not do that, you got to remember other people are doing it. And what that does is it forces them to pay attention, and it's saving lives. They said even those roundabouts are saving lives. So it was really, really a great meeting, hearing all this and knowing that they are constantly improving with technology where the hot spots are, where the congestion is, and how to make it even better and smoother for traveling. For example, like in front of International Speedway here in Daytona Beach, where they host that Daytona 500 and all kinds of races, there's actually 8 lanes of traffic. I'm going to tell you, during off season, it's amazing We have 8 lanes of traffic and hardly any traffic. But during seasons, the tourist season, when the races are here, it keeps the traffic flowing even better, which makes it great for all of us. Because we still got to get around. I mean, as locals, there is ways to go around that, but it just makes it much more pleasant. So it's good to know they're working on all that, the traffic, and they really have some great plans in place. Also here in Florida, I would like to make sure you're fully aware of a lot of our wildlife. It is a lot different from up north, from where I grew up. I mean, you didn't really have to worry about running and playing in the woods, at least where I grew up. Here, yeah, you might encounter a python. Now, primarily they're down south, but yeah, you can be any type of snake. Even one of those little black racer snakes, when I encounter those, I almost have a heart attack because it's still a snake. I actually had one in my house one time. I thought I was going to die. Thank God I was married. My husband was able to come home from work and get it out. I'm like, all these things I was thinking about. And then, actually, I just remembered not too long ago, it was raining real heavy. This is when I had a townhome in Pelican Bay before I moved to my condo. And I opened up the garage, and I was like, I don't remember a rope being in the middle of my garage because I keep it really neat and tidy. It wasn't. It was a snake. And there was 2 more on my bike. Thank goodness my neighbor's grandson was home and came over and scooped them out. He said they were probably ran in through like the little spigot hole in through my garage to get out from the rain. So of course I had my handyman come over and plug everything with that foam spray. So that would never happen again. But you just never know. There's also been alligator sightings in Pelican Bay and other areas. Again, another reason I would never go too close to the water, especially at night, or again, tromping through the woods. I don't know what's in there. I'm not going in there. I do go in the national parks because we have some beautiful ones, and I try to take you along on some of those with me. And those are a little more regulated, but still, you still have to be careful. Good Lord knows what's in there. So our nature and wildlife, something to consider. It is a little more aggressive here than, again, where I came from. But here I am. Not necessarily always the sharpest tool in the box, but I've made it. I think you can too. If you have any questions, comment below or go ahead and reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.